So hi everyone, my name is Bele. I'm one of the developers here at Jadu and Spacecraft. So essentially what we did was get the snippet that they gave us, put it in public PHP and snippet and the JavaScript snippet in the public JS. We created a zip file with the both public parts. We added it in a widget manager. We created a widget and now we use the widget in the homepage designer. Exercise number 2, we're going to use the same widget that we created in exercise 1, but we're going to start adding settings to control center from the control center for the secure part that will ask the user to select which city they want to display and what header to use and what information to display there. So essentially, we want to introduce the concept of secure PHP, where we have the secure form, where we can have the same widget maybe for different cities in that matter. So on different home pages, you can use the widget for New York or the widget for Charlotte or any other city for that matter. So let's take a look at that. This is exercise 2. So now let's look at the secure PHP because that's the more important bit. So secure PHP is a simple form, a simple table form where you have the widget content, you have body, and for each row you have a widget or you have a widget setting. So in this case, I named the widget label 1 because if we are looking at the initial widget, we have a unique code for the city. We have the city name. So we need to have one setting for the city ID, one setting for the city name. I put a data label 1, so a label here, and the RF link. So we need to have a couple of settings that on the second widget, we're going to replace them. So here we have widget label 1 and an input with the ID weather label 1, which is type text and has a default value of weather. So anytime if there aren't any settings, if instead of being like an empty field, it's just a weather value and that's it. So it's exactly the same for the widget title, widget city, and widget code. All of them are simple type text fields used across the form. So with the secure part, we aren't interested, we don't care about how the data will be saved, how the data is retrieved when we want to revisit the settings and change the settings. We can, however, if we want to create validation for the settings, we can create in secure JavaScript. We can even use jQuery there, or we can do simple DOM modifications if we like. And as soon as the settings pages are loaded, it will automatically be, the JavaScript part will be loaded as well. And the public JS part is exactly the same as it previously was. So we didn't modify that at all. So in the public PHP part, as we take the code, we take the injected values and assign them to a variable. So we first encode HTML them so that we sanitize the output. And so for example, the weather title is taken from the secure PHP weather title here. And same goes for label 1, city, and city code. So these values will be automatically injected by the core system, but then you'll have them in these variables. So then, of course, I'm just taking these variables and adding them where we need them. So for example, in the widget 1 here, we had the New York widget city code and the New York City, but now we have the dynamic value set in the settings. Same goes for the label and same goes for the title. Like I did on the first widget, I created a zip file which now contains the secure PHP as well. So I called this widget 2. So let's go update this widget, upload it in the widget manager, and see how the settings page looks. Upload a new widget. Let's call this configurable widget. We're gonna select the file. So this is exercise 2, widget 2 zip, and upload the widget. So if you are going to manually enter the widget code, you can see the front end contains the code that we have, JavaScript, and settings as well. We don't have any JavaScript for the settings part. So we call this configurable weather widget. Let's go on the homepage designer, refresh the page, and this is the first widget that we see here. Let's delete the old one, add the new one. Let's do it a full width, and let's go to viewing the settings page. And now we have settings page for this widget, and it's exactly the same table that we displayed on the backend. So now let's view what's the code for Charlotte. It's 3.5. So it's gonna be weather. So the widget code, I took it from the widgets and Charlotte, like this. We click continue. Automatically the preview was updated with the new settings that we injected. Gonna click save, submit, approve, and view. So now the weather is displayed from Charlotte. It's in full 100% width, and the labels are different. And in a different homepage, we can use the same widget under different settings, and it will load completely different if we'd like that.